If you think passing a big tech coding interview is all about knowing how to code, you're already at a disadvantage, especially in 2026 in the age of AI. I'm not saying coding doesn't matter, it does, but it's not enough. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact approach that helped me finally land an offer in a big tech company, in a FAANG company, after years of making it to the final interviews and walking away frustrated. Before I landed a role at a FAANG company, I interviewed a lot, at least a couple of times. And the frustrating part was this: I knew how to code, I practiced, but it wasn't enough. I would make it to the final round and not get the offer. And I didn't understand why. It took me years to realize one thing: it's not just about knowing how to code. And the moment I changed my approach, I landed an offer. Today, I interview other engineers for technical roles, and I see engineers make similar mistakes that I once made. So in this video, I'm going to give you a 5-step formula that I used to eventually pass a coding interview. In a technical interview, coding is just one of the signals being evaluated. Interviewers are not only asking, can you write code? They are also asking, can you understand vague requirements? Can you communicate clearly? Can you reason about trade-offs? Can you collaborate like a real engineer? And this matters even more today when AI can write code faster than any one of us. Let me give you an example. Imagine you walk into an interview and the question they ask you is to add 2 numbers. Something excites you, the anxiety. You feel like, ooh, this is a simple problem. I've seen it before. Maybe in LeetCode, maybe somewhere, and you jump right into writing the code. You just shot yourself in the foot. Most candidates think, I've seen this before, and then they start writing code. And that's the trap, because the real problem might not be just add 2 numbers. You want to clarify, are they whole numbers? Are they floating point numbers? Are they complex numbers? Are they large numbers? In other words, who is the customer? What problem are we really solving? The worst thing you can do in an interview is solve the wrong problem perfectly. When you skip clarification and jump straight into code, you're silently telling the interviewer, I don't validate requirements. I don't ask questions. I just build. That's a red flag in real-world engineering. Interviews are not just about correctness. They are about how you think. Here is the 5-step framework to solve any coding interview problem. Anytime you're given a technical problem, I want you to slow down mentally and follow the 5 steps. This will make you stand out. 1, clarify the problem. I think this is the most important thing. The goal here is simple. Don't solve the wrong problem. Ask questions about inputs, outputs, constraints, edge cases. This is arguably the most important skill in a technical interview and the one most candidates skip. Step 2. Brainstorm solution approaches. Talk through brute force solution, optimized approaches, time and trade-offs. Because any problem you solve comes with its own trade-off. There's no perfect solution. Keep the communication line open. Think of your interviewer as a teammate and you are leading the problem-solving discussion. Step 3 is to define test cases. Ask yourself, what are normal cases? What are edge cases? For example, in Java, when you had 2 integers, the result should be an integer. But when your integer is bigger than the maximum that is allowed, there is what we call an overflow. So what happens in that scenario? This aligns closely with real-world practices like test-driven development. It also shows the interviewer you think like a production engineer. The 4th step is to write the code. Now you write the code. You notice something important? Coding is just one step in the entire process. By the time you start coding, the interviewer should already understand what you're building, why this approach makes sense, how it will be evaluated. Now, step 5, you manually test your solution using the test cases you defined. You walk through the code, catch bugs, explain your reasoning. This reinforces correctness and demonstrates attention to detail. If you follow these 5 steps, you will stand out. Now, here is my final advice for you. Throughout the entire interview, keep one thing in mind: don't code silently. The interviewer is not just evaluating your final answer, they are evaluating your thought process, your communication, and collaboration. If you master this approach, you won't just pass the interviews, you will stand out. And in 2026, it might be what actually gets you offers.